I'm sort of in a time warp at the moment. Not long ago I was here, and now it seems as if I sailed through a portal, and I'm here. Yes, and if I remember correctly, I am here for a reason. And it must be a very good reason, because in reality, I belong here. And this is where I must get back to as soon as possible. On my boat Galopin, discovering the world, making friends, and documenting all this to share with you all.
That was such a friggin' high, man.
Until then, I'm going to take you on a voyage where me and Galopin anchored around Cape Verde. You can use it as a guide for your future cruising around the islands. So let's start where it all started for me before the pandemic. And it was here on the island of Sao Vicente in Mindelo Bay. Early on my stay, I had taken ownership of a great spot to drop the hook. It was behind a loading jetty, which broke the incoming swell. It was super chill and close to the dock and the bar by dinghy. And I was greeted by one of the friendly local neighbors. As far as holding down below, I checked and it was a good sandy bottom for my mantis anchor to set. I must stress that to anchor safely, one must have a solid, dependable anchor, tackle, and chain. But now the chain has been replaced by a block of cement put there by my friend Cheetah, which is holding Galopin safely in place until I can get back to him. Sao Vicente has a few good anchorages, and the main three are here, just a few miles from the bay. The first one is Entre. My friend PEIXE guided me to this spot. This is a small bay. The holding is good in black sand at about 5 meters deep. It's protected from the swell, but at times the southwest wind gets thrown down the cliffs and can flip your dinghy over. There are a couple dwellings, and at times there have been people living there. They're friendly and will gladly play beach soccer with you. Next bay down is Baia de Fanteixa. It has a kind of a mystical reputation. It's famous for its natural pools set behind the rocks there. Inaccessible by car, locals mostly go there by foot, and they're quite proud to tell people that they've been there. Fortunately for us, we have the luxury of boats. At about 5 meters depth, there's good holding in black sand also. You can anchor in the northern side of the bay. It's great for an afternoon, but not recommended for overnight. I've tried it several times, and every time I woke up rolling back and forth really uncomfortably. The last bay is my favorite, and here is my reasoning why. It is well protected from the powerful northern wind, and there are times when the wind in Mindelo does not let up for weeks. And it's a great place to get away from the stress of the pounding force. It's the further southwest spot. It's private and secluded. The water is pristine. Now the downside here is the ocean floor. The holding generally sucks. No matter how good your anchor is, it won't hold here. There are patches of sand and they can be found. Rest assured, if you put down enough chain, you'll hold. As well, this is a great spot to fish, and I suck at fishing. And look at me here. And at low tide, there's even a small sandy beach. My favorite spot to anchor in all of Sao Vicente. The last bay I anchored at for a few days was here in Sao Pedro. A beautiful spot, as you can see, but man is it windy. Almost all of the time. I spent 2 days there and it was not so pleasant. Tore through a snubber line. There was constant wind sustaining between 20 and 30 knots and up. Impossible to go ashore unless you swam, but with wind and current against you, it would have been an uphill battle to get to the beach. A great spot, but you have to pick your great day. Next to Sao Vicente is Santa Luzia Island. You can anchor between the rock and a wide south-facing bay. It's good holding in sandy bottom, but there are also rocks down there. As well, it's windy depending where you are. It's a protected nature reserve. No one is allowed on shore except the folks from Biosfera who look after the reserve. Technically, we are not allowed to go there, but we went not knowing much and uninformed. We spent a few days in a bay, went ashore, which is a no-no, and finally we were kindly told to go from the Biosfera crew patrolling the reserve. The furthest island to the east is Sal, named after salt because of its salt mines. There is a magnetic anomaly, so keep your women and men in check as they can be affected by the anomaly and perhaps party too much. This bay has to be the calmest anchorages of all. My boat hardly moved or swayed there. There is a great little bar over there in the back, and the friendliest of people. Good spot. I wanted to circumnavigate the island, so we sailed north around the northern side and down to a place called Pedro De Lume. So here we are at anchor. Nice little bay. There's a gentle swell that's coming in, but I think it'll do. Saw some guys on shore who waved me to the good spot to drop. Always cool to seek advice from locals. Went around, he said, no, go back. And then he saw me getting ready to put the anchor, and the guy's like, put it down now, put it down now. And that's what I did. And here we are at Pedra De Lume. This is the old salt mines. This island had once a booming salt industry. Now they mostly use the salt flats for tourists to come and float in the brine. The anchorage was okay. We had good conditions, so that helps. Low winds coming from the north, but I wouldn't want to stay there too long. We continued south to the resort area of Santa Maria, famous for its long stretch of golden sand beach. This is the most touristic place in Cape Verde. The bay is gorgeous, plenty of room to anchor, good holding in golden sand, but it's busy. And it's a ways from shore. The pier is an attraction, as you can see. And it's where you can leave your dinghy. But beware, some kids stole my oars there. If you want a taste of Europe, this is the closest thing. And finally, the last of the places where we anchored is here in this huge bay. It's a well-protected spot. You can't get very close to shore because it's shallow. That being said, it's a discreet, private spot where kite and windsurfers can get off and where you can let it hang freely. I'll be away a few weeks and will still be offering content until I'm back in my element. Till then, I hope you'll stay tuned.
It was great to have you along on this voyage. Give this a thumbs up and subscribe if you enjoyed this series. Me and Galopin promise you a good time every Wednesday, so welcome aboard.